Hey everyone, welcome back to the fourth part of Express TypeScript with Cognito as a backend. Last video, we set up Cognito on AWS with all the settings and configurations and stuff, and that will be required for this episode. In fact, you probably need to watch part 1 and part 2 before jumping off to this video, just so you're following along better. But without further ado, let's begin at where we left off. So now we have our controllers set up, our auth controllers here, and it's checking, validating the body for the verify, sign in, and sign up requests. Now, these controllers need to get access to the Cognito service, right? Remember that folder I made here? Yeah, so we're gonna use this folder. So we're gonna make a Cognito service file over here, and this is where all our Cognito magic will be going on. But before we get any further with coding stuff out, there's a few more dependencies that we need to download from npm. So let's do that real quick. Npm install AWS SDK, and this is the SDK that AWS provides to help communicate with various services. We're going to use this specifically for Cognito. Another one is JSON web token. This will be used to verify the token that we get. And another one, actually we got two more, is JWK to PEM, and you will see exactly what that will be used for later on. And node fetch for using the HTTP stuff outside of the Express. Another one is also, let's download the crypto service over here. And hopefully this will be the last of the few services that we will need. But yeah, looking forward to this actually, because Cognito is really, like, I really do like it as a service. Okay, so let's create a class called Cognito. Let's call it Cognito service. Yeah, and let's so over here, let's make some private config for the AWS SDK object, and let's just one thing important in here is region. So I forget exactly, if you ever forget, just like me right now, where your region is, like, it's just super easy. Go here, and the one that's highlighted is US East 1. So all I gotta do here is US East 1 over here. Cool, we got our config. This we will leave empty for now, but we will use it later. We need a secret hash. Let's keep this empty. Another thing is the client ID over here. And then let's just do also, let's be good TypeScript people, actually leverage the power of TypeScript. Okay, cool. So now let's make a constructor over here, and the constructor will help initialize our Cognito service. So now let's import the AWS SDK. So what we're going to do is import AWS from AWS SDK over here, and over here let's initialize that service. So this dot Cognito identity is equal to a new AWS instance of the Cognito identity service provider, and this will take our config object that we did that we made previously. Cool. This is how we get ready with all our stuff. So now let's start up with our sign up portion of things, and let's see how that works. So this will be an async object, an async function, sign up user, and over here the user will take this function will take a username, parameters of type username string, password of type string, and user attributes, which is of type array of any. This will be colon. Cool. And over here, so now the way we leverage this is I like using try-catch over, I prefer using try-catch over promise chaining with then and catch. Like personally, it's my preference. If you want to use then and catch, that's all up to you. But I'll be using this. So let's do const data is equal to, we're gonna await this dot cognito identity dot sign up, and this will take some parameters, and then just to return a promise, I will have to do promise. Oh, and just by the way, if you wanted to do promise chaining, like you just got to do actually no, it takes a callback function, so you would have to do something like this, and then inside would be an error, would be data and error. Just for people that want to use it that way, I prefer using it the promise way, just without like nesting and stuff. It's much better. So you can get in this nesting loop and just get super out. It just gets super indented. Okay, so now we got the data here. So now let's console log the data, and usually if no exceptions thrown here, that means the user was successfully registered. So let's return true over here, and and in the error here we can console log the error and then return false. And over here let's do a return type of so this is an async function of Boolean. Cool. Yeah, so now for the params here, let's fill this in. Okay, so let's do const params is equal to, okay, spelling is a bit off, but yeah, so it's equal to the client ID is equal to this dot client ID, and then this also takes a password, and then it is the password that is passed into this function, username, which is also passed into this function. So and then the secret hash. Ooh, secret hash. What do we have here? This is just used for the backend, for Cognito to trust this backend. Be like, oh yeah, I know you. I gave you the secret hash, so you can totally register this user. It's just an extra layer of security if you need it, in my opinion. Otherwise, like, you don't need it, then don't do this secret hash. We'll have to generate the secret, so we'll make that function soon. Actually, let's leave this empty right now. And the last will be the user attributes. Ooh, so remember family name and name and stuff? Yeah, this will all go over here. Attributes, not newts. We're not neuting anyone. Okay, so now let's create that secret hash function. So now what we're gonna do is create the private method over here, and it's called generate hash. And what will this take? This will take a username of type string, and it will return also a variable of type string. So now what needs to happen here is that we need to generate this hash. If I remember correctly, we need to use the crypto package. Yeah, so we go over here, import statement, and we import crypto from crypto. Cool. So now all we got to do is return crypto dot create HMAC with a SHA-256 algorithm with the secret hash, which was stored, and then we update the hash with the username plus this dot client ID, and then we digest with the base64 encoding URL, base64 encoding. Cool, and that will help us generate this hash. So now over here we can pretty much do this dot generate hash and pass the username over here. Let's run this. Just see if we have npm run dev, see if we have any errors. Cool. So now let's import this this service. I like to separate my stuff, and separate services and stuff. It's just a personal preference. You can put it all in one line. So now we need to go into that folder. So we gotta go /services/cognito service. Cool. And then we import our Cognito service. Make sure we export this, which we always forget to do. Export default. I need a better keyboard. You usually don't make this many mistakes. And then we save this, and then Cognito service over here. So now we got to go to the sign up over here. So body is valid. Let's give some space for this, and do const Cognito. Let's do Cognito equals to new Cognito service, and then over here Cognito dot the function that we made was sign up user. So sign up user, which will take a username, password, and user attributes. Yeah, and this will return. So this is also returns another promise. So we can do another, try catch over here if need be. Yeah, so we can do another. I just like doing try catches over here. So let success equals that. Actually, it's always, yeah, so let's just do this. Let's just chain here actually for this situation, because we're not throwing an exception. So we just do then success, and then we do if success, then we return a response status of 200, and then we end it, and we return else. Else we return a status code of 500, and we end this too. Cool. So now, yeah, we got this going on. We got this going on. We don't need this anymore. And then we can call that up. Yeah, so there's a few things missing, obviously. So let's figure this out. Oh yeah, user attributes, password, like all of this stuff doesn't exist. We'll create this right now. So all of this stuff exists in the body of the request. So we're just going to extract the username, password, email. What else was it? It was name and family name and birth date. Cool. And this is all exist in request.body over here. So there's a few things. So this is an array over here. So let's create that, because it doesn't exist right now. That's something we gotta make. So it's an array, and then pretty much we're using use array push, and then let's copy this. Oops. One for email, name, family name, and birth date over here. So what will this take? It will take a name, and this will be the name of the key, and then it will be value, and it will be the name of the value, which is email. And that's pretty much what we got to do over here too. So name is ironically name, and then value is the variable name. Another one here is family name, family name, values. Sorry, it should be value, but I'll fix that soon. Be more syntax problems. Yeah, there it goes. Family name, and then last but not least is the birth date. So birth date with a value of that variable passed in. All of this is nicely validated, so that's one of the good parts of using Express Validator over here. It's gonna be a few more errors. Oh yeah, that's everyone's singing. Sign up user. Save that, paste that, save it over here. Cool. That gets nice and compiled. Cognito identity. Oh yeah. So one more thing is that this doesn't exist. So private Cognito identity. Cool. So now all of this is hooked up, but a few things we're missing. We're missing the secret hash and the client ID. And I'll show you exactly where to get it from. So remember that user pool you created? Yeah, so go to app clients over here. And this is your sexy app client ID over here. So if you go here, paste that right in there, and then go back. And if you do show details, you get your app client secret over here too. So you go there and paste that in there. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's pretty sweet, and there it gets created. So we got all our files saved. Everything seems like it should work. 500 if it's if it's not successful, and actually we don't even need this if it's not successful. And if it is successful, then return a status code of 200, and we can differentiate that on Postman, which is exactly where we're going to go next. So cool, Postman. We're over here, Postman with the same body with SignUp. I wouldn't send this request in because johndoe@gmail.com doesn't exist, and this is one of the reasons why you will see you'll send a validation code to that email, because it wants to see if you actually own it. Otherwise, some random johndoe@gmail is getting spammed. So what we're going to do is there's this really cool service online that allows you to use temporary emails. So I'm going to use this service to help me create user accounts. Cool. So now I'm going to go here and replace the email over here, and I will actually just use this as the username. Password, I will keep it as it is. Let's keep John Doe, and let's see how this goes. Oh, there, status code of 200. Seems like everything went well. There's a way we can confirm. So you remember Cognito? Yeah, go back to user groups, refresh this, and there we go. We got a user right here created inside Cognito, but he's unconfirmed. The status needs to, this account still needs to be confirmed. So if we go back here down to the email, so we go back to list. So he's got this is what I did before, but this is the new email that gets sent, and it's with the status with the code over here. So now we got to send this code with the username and to confirm this account. So let's do that real quick.